Hi everybody, this is an introduction to HTML, part one. I'm going to break this down into several parts, maybe even smaller than what I've done in class, in the hope that you'll be able to follow me a little bit better. Okay, so first of all, just so that you remember before you get started, make sure that you've opened a browser, you've gone and you've downloaded Notepad++. Otherwise, obviously, you won't be able to do any of this. You've also gone to the student download area and that you've got the necessary files, and it should have a top folder called Intro to HTML, as you can see beneath, with two subfolders that contain the files and images that you've collected for the completion of your workbook. Okay, so with that said, I'll just come out of... Okay guys, so here is my folder. As I said before, I've actually downloaded them. So yes, they are. So I'll go back, so that's me in the right place. And I'm going to go off to Notepad. So in Notepad, I'm just going to set up our first two files that we need. So the first one is for the index file. So I'm going to say File, Save As, and this is going to be called index.html. And again, I need to make sure at all times this is actually in the right area. So I'm going to head off to where I know of mine stored. Just make sure that you know where you've got yours stored at all times. So there we are. So index.html and save it. So I'm going to open the next one, so File and New Again. And this one's going to be for my CSS, my cascading style sheet. So I'm going to say File, I'm going to say Save As, and this is going to be style.css. Again, making sure it's in the folder Intro to HTML where the two subfolders are sitting. And again, save. Okay, so there are my two files done. So I'm going to go back to index now, and I'm going to set up my initial file for HTML. So I'm going to open up the brackets, and HTML is open it up, and again I'm going to go down numerous lines like I did in class, and I'm going to close out the body of HTML. And again, this is just a habit of mine, because I think it's a good habit that you remember to open and close tags correctly. And I'm going to open up the head and put the few things into the head that I want, and I will close the head as well at this point. Again, just to put a few line spaces in there. So I'll do a couple of things in here now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the title in for the tab when this would be opened up into a browser. I'm simply going to put in there here introduction to bracket. That's that done. What I'm also going to do here is I'm going to set up the link to the style sheet so that when I start to tell it to do things, it knows to go to the style sheet to find out what size, what color, what text, etc. And again, the cascading style sheet will actually give us plenty of help in the future pages, as you will see hopefully as we go along. So I'm going to put the link in here now to the actual style sheet. So here goes. So I'm going to open up the tag and put link. I'm going to link it obviously. And the header reference, so the header reference is, well, where is this file? What is it going to link to? And it's going to link to style.css, which is exactly what I called our style sheet. It's going to be relative to a style sheet, so it knows why we're using this. And the last thing is, what type is it? And the type is referred to as a text stroke CSS file, and close out the area. And this is one of the few tags that you actually close within the same tag. So I'm going to / and close it out. And that is all I actually need in the header for now. The only other thing I need in here is to set up the body. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say open this up, and there's the body, and close the tag. This is one of those other ones that I actually go down to the bottom and close the body. And the reason being is because, like I said in class, and as you should have done before you started this, having read pages 5 through to 12, you'd understand the importance of this area, because this is the area that will contain what the people will see on the web page in the main. Okay, so I'm going to just save this very quickly, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my style sheet for the first time to actually put something in there. And what I'm going to tell it is I'm going to tell it what sort of body, i.e. what sort of page I want for my page when it opens up into the browser. So maybe before I do that, what I'll do is I'll go to Run and run and launch in IE so that you can see at certain times exactly what's going on. So right now this is an absolutely blank page. The only thing you can see is up here, and this is the tab here that's actually indicates the title that we put in, Introduction to HTML. Okay, let's come back in here now. And again, what we're going to do in here is I'll just type a little bit of text in here so that the next time we go back you'll be able to see this. Is this Verdana? And you'll understand why very shortly, I hope. Now I'm going to go save that again very quickly, and I'm going to go to Style. And my first style, because it's an element, is the body, so it's body, and space and the squiggly brackets to open it up. I'm going to just tab into the first area because I just feel it's easier to see this, and I'm going to put background hyphen color. Again, please notice the spelling of the word color, it's all American. I'm going to use a hexadecimal color code, hence the hash symbol before it, and 6 sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Semicolon to stop that from happening, from continuing, because I want to go on to the next item, and that is font, family, semicolon, space, and what I want in here is Verdana. So Verdana, semicolon, and we're going to come on to the next line. I want to put the font in here, and for right now I'm going to ask for 12 points of a font. Okay, and then just go back to the margin, finish off this squiggly margin bracket again. So that's the first one done. I'm going to save that. I'm now going to go over to my Internet Explorer and just do a quick F5 to update this, and you'll see the difference, I hope. So here you can actually see it's got the words now, is this Verdana? And it is actually Verdana. Alright, so with that done now, we're going to go back over here, and we're going to just figure out why that background didn't go grey. So I can see a problem here. I actually put a semicolon in here and not a colon, so I need to get rid of that this very, very shortly now. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go back to the Internet Explorer again, update this, and yes, that's what I was expecting to see, because I actually had put a colour into the background that wasn't happening. It is now, and you can see how you must be 100% correct. Because I put a semicolon and not a colon in there, that was the problem. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just take a look at that once more in the browser, and there you can see it, and that is part 1 that I'm going to stop at currently. The setting up of a very simple index, the style sheet, linking the style sheet and getting it ready. Setting up of a very simple index, the style sheet, linking the style sheet and getting it ready for the next part. So I'll speak to you very shortly again. This is